I'm Kate Bavalak, and I'm here today with the Sandwich Chamber Presents the SandwichFest Street Fair. It is coming up July 16th on Jarvis Street in Sandwich Village. It runs from 11 to 4. There's a lot of great things going on that day. It is just a hometown street fair festival. We have street fair vendors up and down the street. And I wanted to talk more about the Best Sandwich and Sandwich competition, which is really the core of the event, and we get to find out who has the best sandwich in Sandwich. It's an annual competition where many of our local restaurants bring their best sandwich down. There's a People's Choice where you get to taste and vote. It's $15 to go in the big tent and to sample the sandwiches and vote on who you think has the best sandwich in Sandwich. And then there's also a panel of judges, including some local officials, our police chief, there to police the sandwiches. Besides the best sandwich in Sandwich, there's a few other things I'd like to talk about. It is a Sandwich Food Pantry donation location. The food pantry gets a lot of donations over the holidays and with the We Gather Together road race, but they do tend to run low on supplies during the summer when people are busy with beaches and outings and vacations and other things. So it's a great time to support the food pantry by bringing a canned good down to the street fair and finding their booth and leaving that for them. Also, a portion of our cash raffle ticket sales goes to the Sandwich Food Pantry, so we ask you to support us in those. Those tickets are $50 each. We will split the proceeds 50-50. In the past years, the winners have won between $5,000 and $10,000, and we only sell 400 of them. So you have a 1 in 400 chance at that large cash prize, which will probably be somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. So that's a great raffle, and a portion of the proceeds goes to the food pantry. This year, what's new and exciting about Sandwich Fest is that we do have increased music this year. It will be down at the Russell's Corner side of Jarvis Street. Our own local vocalist, Allie Lamb, will be performing. We're excited to have her here. Greg Harper on acoustic guitar. And then we have a group coming down from Boston called In Like Lions, and they should add a whole lot of excitement and energy to the street fair. So if you're a fan of live music and live free music, come on down that day. It's going to be a great music component to the festival as well. And lastly, we are asking you if you'd like to bring your dog in costume to check in with us at 3:15 that day, and you will be eligible for prizes, and we'll have a little costume parade for the dogs as part of the street fair as well. So with that, I'd like to bring your attention to more about the wonderful restaurants we have participating in the Best Sandwich and Sandwich competition.
Welcome to Sandwich Chamber Presents the Best Sandwich and Sandwich Contest. It's part of the Sandwich Fest, which is happening July 16th, 11 to 4. In this show, we are featuring 3 of the contestants: Momos Food Emporium, Cafe Chew, and Bobby Burns. Come on and join us and learn about some of the contestants of the Best Sandwich and Sandwich Contest. I'm here with Neela Neary at Momos on Route 6A. Momos. Tell me about Momos.
Well, I can begin by saying I'm Mama Momo.
Mama Momo.
Many people ask me, where did you come up with the name? And the name is actually a nickname for a feisty Cocker Spaniel with a very hearty appetite that was a member of our family for a long time. It's been delightful because many people come in and they say their grandmother, nickname is Momo, etc. So it seems like everybody has some sort of an affiliation already. And Momo's is a food emporium, we say, because it's all different experiences with food. So we have wonderful sandwiches and breakfast goods and beverages and entrees to go if you don't feel like cooking dinner, and catering. And then if you do feel like cooking, we have a wonderful assortment of specialty foods as well.
Now, how long have you been here?
We opened November 11th, 2010, Momo's birthday.
Momo's birthday.
Momo's birthday, and it's been grand ever since. Really has. It's a wonderful community.
And you're fairly newly established, and you have a big event coming up. with the Best Sandwich and Sandwich Contest.
We do. We're very excited, and we're in the throes of R&D, research and development on our sandwich. We have wonderful ongoing sandwiches, and a lot of our customers tell us that's the sandwich we should be using, or this sandwich or that sandwich. But Paula, our chef, is in the kitchen working very hard and coming up with some great ideas. So it's fun to be the guinea pigs for Paula, because that's what we're doing right now. We take this as serious fun.
Now, have you attended the Best Sandwich and Sandwich Contest
I
before?
attended last year. It was outrageous.
It was outrageous.
Totally outrageous. So I think I know what I'm signed up for, but everyone I've spoken to also told me what a wonderful grand time they had.
Yes,
absolutely fantastic.
It's a great take. Lots to do other than this sandwich contest.
Oh yes,
the whole Sandwich
absolutely,
Fest.
absolutely.
It's a lot of fun. Lots of activities. So, are you leaning towards maybe a special sandwich?
Ooh.
Something that's, because I noticed you have a lot of specials running.
Paula told me. No,
that?
what we do is we do feature different sandwiches as our special, or 2 or 3 specials a day, and that's sort of been a little test kitchen for us, if you will, that we've been playing with. But we just have too many good ideas, so it's a matter of us kind of narrowing it down.
What are some of your more popular sandwiches on your menu each
Well,
day?
by far our chicken salad sandwich is the best. It's made, everything's made right here, obviously, and the roasted chicken and everything is just so fine, if you will, and the cranberries, everything is so fresh. And people just rave about our chicken salad sandwich. But we do excellent things like grilled Tuscan vegetable, panini. We do wonderful things with like a chicken fajita panini. So we like to play with the hot sandwiches a lot. We've now been offering on a regular basis both our corned beef and turkey Reubens. We make our own slaw. It's a spicy chipotle slaw, and everybody raves about that. We work with Pan d'Avignon. We love their bread. We do not bake bread. We make just about everything else, but we do not bake our own bread, and they've just been great from day one. Being a small business, it's been wonderful. So we do all of that, and then we do a lot of things that are unusual in terms of grabbing lunch to go. We do like an empanada, or a savory turnover, we call them, and sometimes it's a chicken parmesan, or a, jerk chicken, or it could be so many different varieties of that. We do spring rolls that are wonderful, like a sandwich to go, that's filled with unique chicken dishes and things like that. So it's always a mix-up. People find it very difficult to choose when they come in, which makes us smile.
I should have had a bigger breakfast. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
It was great that you mentioned about using local products, because the Sandwich Chamber is very much into
Oh, I know.
local, using local businesses, shopping local. So it's a great incorporation of what you do and what the Sandwich Chamber is
Absolutely,
doing.
absolutely. Well, we've also kind of working in cooperation with all of the businesses along 6A, helping to promote one another. Everybody, really, we all are helping, understand how to help the tourists and give them information about how do I spend my time here in the East End, East Sandwich End. So it's all been very wonderful. I've often said I feel like I've been adopted by the whole community, because everybody has just taken to Momos and kind of like made it their own. So
And I think
fun.
the sandwich contest, being involved in that, is going to help draw people, because you are on the far end of sandwich, and
We are.
You'll be picking up people going to the Sandy Neck Beach, I'm sure.
Oh, we have them going to the beach, and then we have them coming home from the beach,
Yeah.
and they don't feel like cooking, so they pick up their
Perfect.
dinners to go. And then, of course, we have ice cream, which I don't think anybody really much has down here. We have Four Seas ice
Four
cream.
Seas
Talk
ice
about
cream.
working
That's
local.
ice cream. That's ice
Keeping
cream.
it local. We scoop that Four Seas ice cream. It's fantastic.
Now, it's wonderful to have you here, because you bring a lot that, especially this end of sandwich, and as a guy who likes to cook and all that, is some great stuff here. How do you find the Sandwich Chamber helping
Oh
you
my
out and
goodness,
working with you?
from day one. I mean, from day one. And I've been a member of the business community here on the Cape in various aspects over the years, but this has really been my first one-on-one relationship with the Chamber, and from day one they've been outstanding. Number one, I became a member right away, so there was no second thought about that. I wanted to find out how I could get involved, and we were fortunate, I consider it fortunate enough to be able to help out in March when we hosted the Business After Hours. We also participated in this year's gala, which was wonderful. So we attended and we donated.
And you tore up the dance floor that night.
Oh my gosh, I'm never wearing those shoes again. I don't think I can. But it was a lovely evening. It was so special, and we loved the Daniel Webster people. And I know so many people from previous jobs and affiliations that it's almost been like a little reunion for me. So I've really enjoyed it.
It's fantastic. Great having you in Sandwich.
Thank you.
And I think coming up this event, coming up at the Sandwich,
oh, we're ready.
Sandwich Contest is really going to help open the doors for a lot more people that have yet to travel down the side of Sandwich.
Well, just to be in the event, I think it's just going to be so much fun. It's really going to be a lot of fun. We're all here to make Sandwich even that much better.
Here we are with Bob King, one of the partners, along with Tobin Wirt at Cafe Chew in Merchant Square. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, Bob. Once again, you're going to be a participant in the Best Sandwich and Sandwich Contest.
Absolutely, no problem at all.
Before we get into that, tell us about your restaurant here in Merchant Square.
Well, we are basically a sandwich shop. We bill ourselves as Sandwiches Sandwichery. We've had several restaurants before that were much more complicated, I think, and harder to run than this one. But focusing on just good sandwiches, soups, and salads seems to be a winning combination for this economy, and we're having a lot of fun doing it.
And you're big on breakfast. You have a great breakfast menu.
We serve breakfast and lunch right now. We'll probably expand into dinner sometime next year, but right now we're focusing on breakfast and lunch, and seem to be doing very well at it.
And you have some great baked goods. Yeah. You doing those yourself here?
We do. We have a woman that comes in. Actually, she was a baker at a very fine-end restaurant here on the Cape for many years, and just really wanted to downsize and not have to really do it full-time. So essentially, she comes in off hours. She gets things baked, prepped for us, and then we come in each morning and finish them off. She's a great baker. Nothing is scoop and bake or frost and serve. She makes everything from scratch. She uses butter and everything. It's really good quality baked goods, I think.
It is. It's evident in some of your sandwiches.
Yeah, and what we don't bake here, we buy from Pan d'Avignon for the most part. They bake our sourdough bread, multigrain bread, rye, cranberry pecans, some of our rolls. In fact, this year at the SandwichFest, we're going to invent a new sandwich and use a roll that we haven't used before from Pan d'Avignon that we're excited about.
And now, is that going to be on your menu going forward? Is that something that's going to be new?
It's going to be a new sandwich that we're going to debut at SandwichFest.
Sweet.
And then,
nice.
And then have it on our menu from then on.
And you have participated in SandwichFest before, is that correct?
It was a lot of fun. It was a great, there was a great crowd. A lot of people showed up. I think, I was really pleased with, how it went, and I think probably the chamber is delighted with, with the number of people that showed up for it. I think those kinds of events are really great. I think they're important for bringing tourists to town, for promoting our town, exposing our town, and it's great that, we've had many in the past. We've had Daffodil Days, we've had Boardwalk Days, which were always well-attended, great events, but the same people did all the work.
Right.
And then, after 4 or 5 years, they get burned out. So it's great that we have an organization like the Chamber to really take over an event like this to sustain it and keep it going and find the network that is necessary every year to pull it off.
And how long have you been in the Chamber?
I've been in the Chamber since we opened. We will have been open 2 years this August. So. I wasn't really when the Sandwich Chamber was founded, I was no longer in business. But then once we established a new spot, we joined.
Jumped right in, and you find that the Chamber's been good for you as far as bringing business in.
I think it's a good provides good networking opportunities and exposure. I think the guidebook that they produce every year is probably one of the best resources that tourists have and business people have for exposing themselves to 60,000 mailings a year, and I think it's great.
Now, how long has this sandwich been in the works? That's going to be debuted?
I've been thinking about it for about a month.
For about a month?
Yeah, because I wanted to come up with something new. I mean, at this point, we've been open for 2 years, and people are accustomed to all the sandwiches that are on our set menu now. So we would like to try to, give them something different that they haven't had before. So.
And I noticed that I've been here a few times for breakfast and lunch, and the very creative meals, and substantial.
Yeah. Well, we have tried to, we've tried to, that's always sort of been our philosophy in business is why would you do something that everybody else is already doing? So we've really fought to try to find new, unique things that we think are better than what we find as run of the mill. We use a lot of what they classify as artisan quality stuff. Our coffee we get from a small micro roaster in Northampton, custom blended a chew brew for us as well as our espresso, and then we do single source coffees, which is unusual or hard to find in coffee shops.
And it looks like you try to source a lot of the foods locally
when
as well.
We can. That's more difficult with finding than we thought. We did just join the Barnstable Extension Service has a sort of a buy local program. You might see those bumper stickers.
Yes.
And what's great about that is you can join that. You have to at least source 3 things every year locally, which we've had no problem with. Things like we get local honey, we get local apples from Crow Farm in the fall. We have been able to find some local things, but what's great about that organization is they're going to introduce us to more local resources so that we can do even more of that. But even we've even thought in terms of local of, our coffee roaster is in Massachusetts. Even the meat company that we choose to do business with, it's obviously they're not raising the steer,
right?
But the packaging and processing of those things is done in Massachusetts. So we've tried to do that as much as we can.
That's great. That's great. And so locally, and then Merchant Square has done very well by you being here. There's a lot of traffic coming in, and how's your reception been? Well, it's been great. Merchant Square has really turned around. It's not just me. I mean, we have a whole line of a lot of new owners. It's interesting. The woman next door who runs Summer Cottage, she was for many years a regional manager for Crabtree and Evelyn. And when I was first interested in coming here and talking to her, she explained to me that in her background, she learned that malls will very often times, rather than finding big anchor stores, the first thing they'll determine is what's the food going to be. Right.
Because food really, I guess, drives, which we're finding here, really drives traffic. I think that there is a great new combination of businesses here with, so I don't want to take all the credit like, Merchant Square, right. But because along with us, there's a whole group of new people, and maybe seeing the traffic that Cafe Chew generates has inspired them, but they're all doing a great job too, and it really has turned, I think, Merchant Square around. And you mentioned collaborating with Brush, and the tables here are part of what you've done? We'll do things like that. Colleen will give us things like hand lotions to put in our bathrooms so people can try them, and then if they like them, we can tell them to go next door to Summer Cottage. We do a lot of more co-op advertising now as a group, and really promote Merchant Square, not just ourselves, and I think that's been a real advantage as well. So, yeah. Now you've definitely established yourself here with the locals. Doing this the contest, is that you think that'll open you up more to the visitors of the town? I think anytime you do something like that, it's difficult to say, well, we did SandwichFest and so we got this number of customers out of it. I think it's all really about creating goodwill. I think if you want to be a member of the community and you want to participate and you want to be involved and committed, you want to do things like that. I think that it really helps to keep you connected to people in other ways than just doing business. So yeah, it's not just you're not doing it just for the direct benefit, right. It's for the community as a whole. Yeah, and I think it's just good to help create goodwill for your own business as well as to the community. Well, Bob, thank you for having us, allowing us to come in. We look forward to the unveiling of your new sandwich and wish you well in the contest. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you very much. All right.
Hi, this is Bobby Byrne again. Here's our sign. It's been there since 1982 at Bargeboards Pub in Sandwich. We're proud to be in the SandwichFest this year. We have other events that we're always in. For example, we won the Chowder Festival last year, but we want to push on now with a community event and help out the food pantry in Sandwich, as well as to do whatever we can for the town of Sandwich. Hi, I'm Bobby Byrne. That's the name I'm using today. Welcome to Bargeboards Pub. I built the pub in 1982, and it has a petition of a 3rd Avenue New York saloon is what it is, with a stained glass and the quasi-Victorian background for the place. All the places are like this, and they all have these architectural elements in them. I got this stained glass mostly from Old Mansions in Mattapan, who sells old architectural components and building materials. We usually make the bar out of doors, turn them the long way because they look paneled, and then I put pine slabs on that. We've been doing that with all our pubs over the years. It's related. The stained glass, of course, has an aspect to it. It's like a church. Not that I'm trying to compare the pub to a church, but the bar is somewhat like an altar where people go for communion and to be connected with something larger than they are, and to have the benefits of being in community with other people. And it's like the bartender is some kind of a priest administering to these supplicants. And they come to him for contrition and praise and prayer and for communion. It's a great concept. Been around since the Stone Age, where man gathered around a stone slab, and I don't know if they drank booze or whatever they did, but anyway, there was a sense of community there, and we've created these with that in mind, with all these various architectural components, with the lights, the old lights, the Victorian or Victoriana. And I found, for example, the one you're looking at now, I got at a place called Sophisticated Junk in Falmouth many years ago. Later on, you'll see a piece of stained glass that was #1 Main Street in Falmouth, where I got the same I got the same piece of stained glass from that place, Sophisticated Junk. This is our bijou. In addition, it's an enclosed cafe. It's been there since I think 1985 or some such date as that, and we think it's a nice element because it's bright and sunny. In addition to the bar and the booths and the bijou, the enclosed cafe, this is our back room where we cater to about 30 people for anniversaries or wedding parties or birthday parties or any kind of function with a limit of about 30 people. There's the piece of stained glass I was talking about, #1 Main Street in Falmouth from years and years ago, and I had that built in, I guess, in 1985. And now here's the star of the show, Jimmy O'Shea.
Thanks, Bobby. Here I'm doing a tomato mozzarella salad, and I'm putting a little balsamic glaze on it. We're using vine-ripe tomatoes and fresh mozzarella with mesclun greens. It's a new item on our menu for the summer. In here, this is the sandwich we're entering. It's a chicken Shakespeare. It's on a telera bread, which is a Mexican flatbread made with a French dough. It's topped with spinach, tomato, roasted red peppers, mozzarella cheese, and it's got a basil mayonnaise sauce. Here's a new item, fish tacos. It's fried fish on a grilled tortilla with tomatoes, onions, cheddar cheese, and salsa. Here we have some burger stacks. It's a burger with barbecue sauce, Swiss cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, topped with onion strings. It's a great big sandwich, and it's drizzled with chipotle mayonnaise and some barbecue sauce. One of our biggest selling burgers right now. I'm putting a little ancho sauce onto the fish tacos, getting ready for service. And this is a sandwich, like I said, we're entering into the SandwichFest.
We're going to use fresh ingredients, fresh spinach, a marinated chicken breast with a basil, garlic, roasted red pepper mayonnaise. Okay. And we also, this also comes with, this is our broccoli slaw, which I can make a little bit. Broccoli, cheddar cheese, a little carrot, some red onion, okay, and raisins. And we mix that all up. Our coleslaw dressing. And this kind of makes a sandwich. It's very refreshing in the summer. And we're very known for the broccoli slaw here. And that's it.
I've been the executive chef for Bobby Burns for the past 10 years, and we switch our menu twice a year, trying to get quality and freshness. We're always trying to make our products better than they were before, using different ingredients, different trends. So here's a few of our items that we're coming out with for this summer. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you come to Bobby Burns, and I hope you come to the Sandwich Fest.
So that's it. That was just 3 of the contestants. There are many more going to be there at the Sandwich Fest, 11 to 4 on Saturday, July 16th. You can find more details about that event and many other events coming up throughout the year in the Sandwich Guide put out by the Sandwich Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us.